And when you get into a game like this where you have to change the count, the linemen have to listen. They got to be very, very careful of the snap count.
Ball comes back to the 20-yard line. 1st and 15. Ham's pass is intercepted. Greg Battle had dropped back near the goal line, and Greg Battle is taking off, loses control of the football, but it goes out of bounds. Who was the last to touch it? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers take over on the Greg Battle interception. A 56-yard interception returned by Greg Battle. That's the second longest in Grey Cup history. Only Vern Perry's 74-yarder in 1977 for Montreal is better.
Well, we talk about the linebackers of the Bombers. They're going to be lined up all over the place. Number 34, Greg Battle, dropped all the way from his normal linebacker position. He went back and played the free safety position. Now, that lulls a quarterback into a false sense of security. You're used to seeing number 29, Bovell, in there, and they take him out. You immediately think you can throw to the post. You throw it in there, and there's a linebacker 15 yards downfield. That's just excellent defense. And really, the only reason you can do stuff like that is because of the athletic ability of a Greg Battle.
10-0, Winnipeg leads. 4:07 remaining in the opening quarter. It's 1st and 10 Edmonton. The ball just shy of the 40-yard line. Again, that 5-receiver set. That pass complete over the middle to Blake Marshall, and he'll have a gain of 6 or maybe even 7 yards. Tyrone Jones and Greg Battle both were in on the stop.
That particular time, they only rushed 4, and that's very, very unusual. But the linebackers drop out of there. They're in that 5-receiver set. Craig Ellis is in the inside, and he's trying to go down behind Jones and Battle, but he wasn't open, so bang. Come off underneath and take what you can get, and that's 7 yards.
Defensive Player of the Year in the Canadian Football League, Greg Battle.
Well, I think he has to be concerned with the protection. I think that's got to be number 1 on the list right now.
The toss to Walling, and Walling is caught for a loss by Greg Battle.
Well, we said early, you will not be able to get outside of the Bomber defense very easily. They have the tremendous speed at linebacker, and when they try to go outside, Battle's out there waiting on him. He has no chance to get outside. Look, Battles reads it. He sees it. Now get up on the line of scrimmage, dodges the block, and he's there to make the tackle. He got there before the blocker, so that shows you the speed that he has.
And plays such as that, one of the reasons that Greg Battle was chosen Defensive Player of the Year in the CFL. 3:04 remains in the half.
Greg Battle seems to be shaking up a little bit down there. That's who they're looking at.
Winnipeg has been shifting their linebackers. James West was the designated import coming into the game. He has gone into the ball game replacing Paul Randolph on occasion, and they've been flip-flopping those linebackers around. And if Greg Battle comes out, they are in the fortunate position of having that 5th linebacker dressed for today's game.
Well, yeah, well, it's funny. We were talking with Mike Riley a little bit before the game, and he was talking about, he would have liked to got Petway back on the roster. But you see Greg Battle, he just pulled something. It was never no contact or anything. He just turned to run with Marco Sincar, and he pulled up lane. So as it's going to look like it's going to turn out, it's a good thing they got James West dressed for this football game today.
So Greg Battle will come out. James West will go in. He missed 7 games as the result of a broken arm. 23-20 the first time they met, and that was Edmonton's lowest offensive production of the year. 48-25 the second time they met, and that 48-point total represented Winnipeg's biggest scoring spree of the season. They're checking the right foot of Winnipeg linebacker Greg Battle. The Blue Bombers are going to be quite content to snap this ball and head to the dressing room, enjoying a 6-point lead in this 78th edition of the Grey Cup game. Winnipeg linebacker Greg Battle injured his ankle in the first half. His ankle appears to be okay, but now trainer Ross Hodgkinson is concerned with his left forearm. He appears to have injured himself in making the tackle on the gizmo down at the 5-yard line. So that means that James West and Randolph are in at those middle linebacking positions. Tracy Ham looking over the middle. It's incomplete.
from the Winnipeg bench. Here's the short list of Greg Battle's ailments. Late in the first half, he suffered a case of turf toe. He changed his shoes to a bigger pair at halftime, so that's not bothering him as much right now. And he's bruised his left wrist, but neither injury is serious enough to keep him out. He's just gone back in.
Yes, and James West comes to the sidelines with Battle, moving into that middle linebacking position for Winnipeg. Willis and Craig Ellis line up to the left. Ham looks over the middle, and it's intercepted. Battle with his second of the game. He may score. He will easily. A 31-yard interception return for Greg Battle.
You know what normally is a very, very safe play. A back checks out of the backfield and turns and faces the quarterback, and you throw it at him. Turns into disaster for the Eskimos. What's to the right of your screen? Greg Battle. The ball's going to be thrown right at Michael Souls, but all of a sudden Battle takes it right out of his hands, and now it's an easy run for the end zone.
He looked like a running back as he broke away from the tackle attempt of Blake Dermott and sprinted to the end zone. So with his second interception, Greg Battle puts the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in front by a 16-4 margin, and Trevor Kennard will add the 17th point. 9:44 is the time remaining in the third quarter. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers leading 17-4. Battle's interception return is certainly worth diagramming in our CBC playbook.
Well, if you look at Greg Battle at the bottom of the screen, number 34, he's going to be looking at Michael Souls, number 32, coming out of the backfield. All right, Michael Souls will come straight down the field and run a hook pattern. Greg Battle just drops into his zone, and he watches Tracy Ham. When Tracy Ham turns his head, all he does is react right here. As the ball's thrown, he reacts to the football, just takes it out of his hands, and from then on, it's game over. He just jogs in for a touchdown.
Well, earlier this week, Greg Battle was acclaimed as the best defensive player in the Canadian Football League. He has designs on earning similar honors in this Grey Cup game.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been everywhere. I mean, we've seen him at free safety. We see him making tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and now he intercepts a pass for a touchdown as a linebacker. I don't know what else he can do.
Smith pitches the ball to the gizmo for this kickoff return, and he's upended at the 39-yard line. Second and 10. Greg Battle is after Ham. He got the pass away. It goes out of bounds.
Again, you saw how much time Tracy Ham had to throw the football. He had enough time to throw it, but I look downfield. I can't find a white jersey without a blue one right beside it. And if you give a guy enough time, this is a tough hit for a quarterback to take. Watch. So you get underneath that shoulder, get under that right shoulder, and when you come down and you drive that body into it, that hurts. They got to get open for him. He can't. He's doing everything, but he needs some help.
That trophy first presented to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on December 7th, 1935. They beat the Hamilton Tigers 18-12 to become the first Western team to win the Grey Cup. Other victories in 1939, 1941, 58, 59, 61, and 62. 1984, 1988, and again in 1990. The best defensive player, Greg Battle, a pair of interceptions, his first, led to the initial Winnipeg points, setting up a field goal by Trevor Kennard just when it appeared as though the Edmonton Eskimos on their first possession were going to drive for a touchdown.
Yeah, that may have been the biggest play of the game. You know, Edmonton needed to get something going. They did. First drive down the field. But Greg Battle playing free safety makes the interception.
Well, Don, I'm with the defensive player of this game, and I think he was the real hero. His two interceptions really broke the backs of the Edmonton Eskimos on this day. And Greg Battle, you had the kind of game that a linebacker would dream about.
First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord Jesus Christ for giving me the strength, and my wife and my grandfather supported me throughout the year. It was a great game, and our defense showed up as well as our offense.
This defense was ready for the Eskimos on this day in every way, weren't you?
Yeah, you know, you got to give it to Tracy Ham. He tried his hardest, and, you know, we were just hitting all six cylinders, and when we're on that kind of groove, nobody can stop us.
You want to say a word about a team that was not expected at the start of the season to make the playoffs, and now here you are celebrating Grey Cup victory.
I think that gave us sort of a goal, because from the start they counted us out. We didn't have a quarterback, and here we get Tom Burgess, and I think he turned the season around for us.
You had a good offense and a great defense today. Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Denny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.